Evening, everybody. This is Jimmy Heise, and today I'm going to be presenting my online portfolio in my animation career. So, without further ado, why don't we get started? Now, before we start diving into videos and reels and various other projects, at first I'd like to take you all a nice little glimpse into my process of putting together various animation. At first, it usually starts out with a lot of random and nice little drawings that I put together in my sketchbook, and then from here I solidify it with some pen and line work, as you can see here in this first pass of a walk cycle, and then finally I finalize it in various digital formats such as Toon Boom or ZBrush, Blender, Adobe Animate, After Effects, and now finally we get to the reels. Now, this first reel we're going to look at right here is my forte into stop motion. Now, you're probably wondering, why are you putting stop motion first? Well, this was actually where I started out the first time. Not in Animation 1, but straight on into various experimental techniques for animation. So, why tell when I can merely show? This first project is a found footage themed idea in which I would use pixelation to move my body around. And as you can see, this guy's having a bit of a rough morning. He really wants his breakfast. And also during this time, I think it's important to note that I mostly shot all of this with a phone and also a simple stop motion app, but at the time, though, I still think that they're a very good spot to learn from.
The following story is of a man who did not give up on his body, but whose body gave up on him.
And here we are with some paper cutout animation of this nice little gentleman.
Why? Wait, what are you doing? No. Why? What?
And here we are with some stop motion itself. The model itself was made out of various polymer clays and modeling stuff.
Finally, the spirit come.
And now here we are to a little more refined work and less weird. Here we are with Animation 1. Principles of animation, we got squash and stretch on the letter D, anticipation, staging, straight ahead, pose to pose drawing methods, overlapping action, arc movements, secondary action on the dinosaur's tail, asymmetrical timing, exaggeration, first pass of that initial walk cycle, final pass of that very walk cycle. And now here we are in Animation 2. Same walk cycle, a little more colored and different backgrounds, an arrow, a speedy car.
Give me the bumbershoot, please.
Lip sync. Here we are with a test on smears. Always nice to be hard at work. An animated logo I'm working on for my YouTube channel. A test in candle movements and flames. Impact drawing. And of course some stagger movements and drawings that I put together. And here we are, just some little projects that I did while I was testing out some stuff in Adobe Animate. Bouncy ball, shape tweening, moving vehicle, and little birdie. a more refined symphony of shape tweens and line movement. Alrighty, moving on to the little About Me section. Now, I won't exactly go over this, I'll just allow you all to read it for yourselves, but the long and short of it is that I've always had a good passion for art ever since I was a little kid, just playing around with colors and paints, and I went into animation mainly because it's just practical. It allows me to do all that same stuff from when I was a little kid and actually be able to make a good and honest career out of it. And here we are with some preferred mediums. As you can see, I always enjoy starting out with hand-drawn. You know, you always get that nice little feel when you're putting together all the neat little details and stuff with, well, in this case, just some charcoal and pencil. And here, I basically took the same thing and just sculpted my head using 3D modeling software called ZBrush. Here we are with my contact info, and of course also feel free to check me out on YouTube, obviously. Now, I won't exactly post every single one of my projects on that channel, as because I'd prefer to keep this site as a central hub for my videos. However, occasionally I may toss over more exclusive content for that channel in particular, such as maybe perhaps some graphic design projects. Why don't we take a quick... As you can see, this was a little exercise in Adobe After Effects in which I used RotoBrush to replicate my image a couple times. Jumping back to my site here, also feel free to add me on Twitter if you want. It's always nice to reach out, connect, and meet new people, and you know what? I think that's just neat as well. Here we are with a central hub of all of my projects and whatnot. Here we are with my various stop-motion projects, Morning Blues, that being the pixelation project, When Your Body Gives Up on You, the paper cutout animation, and the Ascension, which is basically a major culmination of a lot of various techniques and whatnot through experimental animation, mostly claymation. However, I won't exactly play it all right now due to time constraints, but not meaning to give too much away here, but it gets pretty weird. It's about someone going through a little journey through hell. Here we are with everything from Animation 1, categorized and assorted out with a little description next to each one. A walk cycle GIF animation, which was something I attempted more towards the end of the semester, but sadly file transfers have not made it an easy experience. But you know what? It's part of the reason why I went through it, to live and learn. Animation 2, a few callbacks to other projects and whatnot. And here we are, some more recent projects that I've been working on with 3D modeling and sculpting, mostly through ZBrush. Here we are with a on-model head of an original character that I've been working on privately. Handsome little devil, isn't he? And then here we are with a more casual, but still kinda shady version of that same character. And then here we are is a figure of this character, but not necessarily colorized or anything like that, but simply sculpting out the figure and then placing it into an animation software called Mixamo. Alrighty then, that has been my online portfolio. I appreciate your time and feel free to check it out for yourself. I really love feedback and of course I'm always open to suggestions. Talk to you all later.